What's up, everybody? This is Bryce Kenny, driver of the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior Monster Jam truck, coming back at you, and I'm so excited again because we have the champion himself, and I'm about sick and tired of looking at all of his stupid trophies as well, but he is the champion of the Stadium Series Red Tour, which is also my tour. So I have to come to Todd here and in a very humble way and congratulate you on your stupid championship, because you kicked my butt, my friend. But seriously, I really am happy for you. I'm so excited for you. It was a great, hard-fought year. But, dude, you got another trophy headed your way, and you don't even have any room in your house to put this tour championship heading to your house.
No, you know what? I'll start putting trophies in my front yard if that's what it takes. I don't care. But, yeah, it was an incredible year. Dakota and I had some really super highs and some really lows, but we battled through them all, and we had a great average. And to end the year with such a great cushion of championship was amazing. And beating great competitors like you and Adam was just the icing on the cake.
Well, we're definitely going to get into some of that here in just a second. I want to ask you, though, I mean, here we are, we're at our own homes having to do this interview because of the shelter-in-place stuff going on right now. What in the world have you been doing? I know, of course, that you have two crazy kids. They come out to Monster Jam events, and you always know when the Leduc boys are there because they're causing some sort of chaos out in the pits and in the parking lot as well. Are you staying sane with being stuck in the house with two of the most rambunctious, but arguably some of the two coolest kids I've ever met in my life?
No, they're amazing. Cruz and Swayze are wild. They're 4 and 6, and they're just wide open all the time, and that's what keeps me young and keeps me fit, I think, is not just being in a Monster Jam truck, it's being with them, but we ride bikes every day. I've been working out. I built my garage into a home gym. I have my off-road race truck in there too, so I've been working on that, and it's just been so much fun. So like I'm a gearhead, so I tinker on that, and then when I get frustrated, I hit the gym, I work out to stay fit, because I got to be a top-notch athlete and just be ready to get back in that driver's seat.
Yeah, for sure. Well, a lot of people don't know this about you unless they follow you on social media, but you actually have a pet turtle. And I think this is the weirdest thing about you, okay? And yet it's like the weirdest in a cool way. You have a pet turtle that's expected to live a long life, but it's not about having a pet turtle, because that's really cool. It's the fact that you take this turtle on walks and you hook a leash up to this turtle like it's the world's fastest turtle and is going to run away from you or something like that. Well, first of all, what is the turtle's name? Second of all, have you been able to take your turtle on walks during this shelter-in-place thing?
Her name is Shelly, and it's on days when I'm feeling lazy, when I don't feel like running, I take the turtle for a walk. But, yeah, it's been so much fun. It's a desert cicada tortoise, and we feed her every day, and we play with her every day, and we just let her run free in the backyard, and she's wild. And then once in a while, I take her outside, and we go for walks. But, yeah, I take her for walks. She's not a night turtle. She's only a daytime turtle, so we will always do walks in the daytime.
What does that mean? What's a nighttime turtle?
I don't know. I don't even know what that even means.
Is that like a breed? A daytime turtle? Is that a breed of turtle?
Maybe she needs more warmth and she hurries up and goes to sleep at night. So I don't know. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I have 3 dogs, 2 kids, a beautiful wife. It's wide open here at the Leduc house.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, that's awesome. I know you guys are really soaking up those moments. And obviously there's a lot of silver linings to being stuck in the house, and it is making those memories with the family. What's it meant for you? Because obviously this is the time of year when we're all on the road traveling and we're away from our families. But now spending the month of April essentially at home with our families, have you guys been able to not necessarily even learn something new about each other, but as far as your family dynamic, what has that changed for you guys?
No, it's been amazing, dude. You get lonely when you're out on the road, constantly. And I'm gone a day, sooner than you, because I'm doing displays for Monster Energy Drink, every week. So I'm gone. I'm only home 2 to 3 days a week sometimes. It gets tough on your loved ones, and you got to sacrifice a little bit of work with family, and you got to keep that balance. You know what I mean? So it's been great, being home. Actually, this is an amazing time for me to spend time with my wife and my kids and teach them school stuff and go out on dates with, and take my razor out and go ride dirt bikes and stuff. It's just been amazing. I'm super happy. I'm stoked. I got, just an amazing team behind me, and on the track and off the track. So I'm stoked. I'm glad to be home.
Well, and you talked about the displays that you go in and do at a lot of markets, and really honestly, when you think about representing a brand like Monster Energy, arguably one of the largest brands that spends a lot of time marketing to the motorsports community, marketing to motorsports fans, but there's a lot of pressure that comes along with having Monster Energy across your chest, and one thing that I've kind of given you credit for it in the past as well, because you have plenty of antics right off of the track and things like that. We're gonna get into that in just a minute, by the way. But you know, one of the things is you've got to win for Monster Energy. They expect for you to win. Does that pressure ever get to you and make you nervous before you go out, or how is your approach, knowing that ultimately Monster Energy is looking and saying, "Hey, how did Todd Leduc do this past weekend?"
Oh yeah, every week, it's pressure on me for sure, because there's a ton of other Monster Jam athlete drivers that want this across their chests. You know what I mean? I don't want to give Monster Energy or Monster Jam the excuse to let me switch up or change trucks, and it is a lot of pressure, especially in Anaheim. You know, that's Monster Energy's home show, and you know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure there. You're fast there, Adam's fast there, you know, and there's a lot of great drivers there. So when I go there, I'm like, okay, I got to battle everybody here to, to try to win, an overall championship for Monster Energy. And they are such an awesome partner. You know, they're into action sports, which is exactly how I am. You know, they're the title sponsor of, Monster Energy Supercross and Monster Jam. And I love my truck when I stare at it and I look at it, and it's just this Monster Energy and just the color scheme. It's an amazing opportunity. But like you said, they want to see championships. They want to see wins, and that's what I'm delivering for them. And, out of 40 years, we've won them 3 Stadium Tour championships. It's been amazing, man.
Well, you've definitely stepped up to the plate, and that's the thing I continue to give you credit for, is the fact that you handle the pressure, but you typically will rise to the occasion. There's not that many times when I've seen Todd Leduc buckle under the pressure, and there's not a lot of drivers out there that have done it as well as you have when it comes down to those high and really a lot of intensity in the situation and a lot of pressure. And I think anybody that follows the sport of Monster Jam, whether they are a Gravedigger fan, Max D fan, Todd Leduc fan, whatever fan, they're going to have to give Todd Leduc credit for that. And so kudos to you. I want to talk about the season, though, my friend. You kicked butt this year, and I'm very devastated to say that because, of course, I was part of the side that got my butt kicked way too often from Todd Leduc in the Monster Energy Monster Jam truck. But right off the bat, there was a very tight race at the beginning of the season between you and Adam Anderson, driver of Gravedigger. Did that rivalry motivate you? Did it make you feel any more pressure? What was your ultimate goal in knowing that that you didn't want it to come down to the wire between you and someone like Adam Anderson?
No. When I finally saw the tour, lineups, and I saw you, Colvinard, Adam, I cringed a little bit. A lot of very good, consistent drivers. And I got a little nervous, but I had to put that behind me and turn on that confident Todd, and Adam was at my throat. There was no doubt about it. But where we shine is Anaheim's, Texas. That's my market. That's my house. You know what I mean? And then when we switched up to Florida and Atlanta and Georgia's, that's more Adams area of the Gravedigger. So I knew I had to have a points cushion going into those events. Then from there, I could switch it back up and start traveling back to my shows, and my stadiums and stuff. And, Adam, to a certain point, had to throw down. He had to, because him and I, we were within 2 points, back and forth. And all of a sudden, I got a lead. And then that's when he started going into panic mode of, I got to catch up, where I was just kept it consistent. And I just was able to break away and stuff. And just unbelievable. It was a lot of luck. Obviously, it was a lot of luck, but a lot of skill too, and a lot of great prep by Dakota and my crew. Just everything just seemed like it lined up this year. And there was a lot of pressure, but I thrive on it. It's almost like a fuel. My dad brought us up in the world of off-road racing. So I was raised in a house of just wolves. We're fighting over money and championships and all that stuff. So, I thrive on it. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a really great feeling thing, you know, of like when you get to a stadium and you feel that adrenaline building and intros and they send you out, you know, it's game time. It's like a gladiator going out to battle. You know, it's just all those fans want to see you win, and I'm not going to disappoint them.
Well, I will say the maddest I was all year long at the fan judging was in Indianapolis. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it was in the skills competition, Great Clips skills competition, right? Great Clips, Mohawk Warrior, Great Clips skills competition. And I take the lead. I'm holding first place for a long time. The last truck out is you in Monster Energy. And sure enough, you go out there and somehow, and I still am furious about this, and I'm a little bit upset with the Indianapolis fans, but you beat me by .008 on the fan judging and on the score. And just like that, I went from first to second place, and I cannot believe you had the audacity to go out there and beat me by .008.
I did thank you. I did thank you when I did win that event, but it was me inside the truck. I voted for myself. I gave myself a 10, and now it's just a little bit of a razor win. But no, it's, you know, the fan judging, sometimes it can go totally your way or sometimes completely the opposite. But you know what? We're all out there to put on the best show, you know, we can. And your skills that night was on point. Even the second show, too, you know, you won. So you were just on fire, you know, in those Great Clips two-wheel skills, and luckily one of them was for me.
Well, you were so consistent all year long. You had 3 overall championships in 3 straight weeks. Talk about that streak. What do you attribute that type of success and consistency to?
You know what? It's just all of a sudden like a wave. Once you get on that good luck wave and you have all that confidence behind you, you just start paddling and then you ride as long as you can. And we were just on fire, you know, and we were just trying to be consistent. And, you know, I started driving like Todd Leduc drives, you know, where I wasn't thinking championship at that point. You know, I separated myself from a few of the other competitors where I could just go out, have fun, and drive like normal and not overthink it, and just let the truck and myself do what we do. And that's just put on great shows and do some big air for the fans. And it was just amazing. And like those 3 overalls in a row were just unbelievable. And like I said, like it was a blessing. And you know, to go to Vegas, I was so excited just to have some fun and go out there and just let loose and do some big air for the fans. And those Las Vegas fans were going to be in for a good show.
Yeah, man, that's such a bummer too. I know all of us were looking forward to that event, Sam Boyd Stadium, a couple weeks back, and it was heartbreaking whenever obviously everything went on hold. Everyone's world went on hold, let alone just our Monster Jam event that we wanted to do. But you know, you're currently right now second in the Monster Jam power rankings. You spent a lot of time this year in that top 10. Were you paying attention to the power rankings week in and week out, and did those motivate you at all?
Oh yeah, it motivates me every week. You know, I always sat there on every, you know, Tuesday waiting for those results to come out and stuff, and we were steady. You know, we started out maybe around 8th, then we got up to like 5th or 3rd, and then we were all the way up to 2nd, and I was determined to knock Neil off the top. And, you know, he's a great driver. There's no doubt about it and stuff. And he's so consistent. So to be at the top up there, you know, that says a lot. There's a lot of Monster Jam athletes, women and men drivers out there. And to be number 2, it's a huge pat on the back for my team and myself and for Monster Energy. So I'm proud to be up there. You know, if we can finish out this year being number 1, I'll take it. You know, that there's no other option in my mind. You know, I want to be number 1 in every single event, and we're going to keep pushing hard for that number 1 spot.
Well, you hear a lot of Monster Jam drivers, and they say, "Oh, I'm not paying attention to the points," or something like that, and it's all about whether the fans leave happy. And even though it's true, it's kind of a both-and situation. It's caring both about the points and that the fans leave happy ultimately at the end of the night. But you are somebody that takes it to the next level. I think that you're probably the only driver that you sit there and calculate as the event is going on, not just the event points, but the season points. Oh, I just dropped 2 points below that guy in the season points. I could go out here right before freestyle and really let it loose because I gotta get that lead back. And I think a lot of drivers might kind of put that in the back of their mind. They might look at it Monday morning after the event, but you don't. You really are paying attention that much. Are you obsessive about the points? Or again,
who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Because that's exactly right, Bryce. You know, I'm constantly in the truck thinking, okay, I got 4 points on Cole. I got to make sure I have, I got to get those 2 points back here in skills. And, and then in freestyle, I got to finish 4th or better, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm constantly in my mind thinking championship, that's what this is. I wanted to be an automatic bid to World Finals. And the only way to do it for sure, and no politics, is to win your championship. And that's what my goal is. So yeah, there's no doubt about it. I'm definitely constantly counting points, figuring out who's strong that night. Should I just lay up and let them get 2 points on me tonight, and tomorrow night I'll get 8 back on them? So I'm constantly working on it. So when you're listening in on our radio, you better stop.
Oh, I don't listen to your radio because I don't want to hear you sit there and yap the whole time about who did this, or if you're upset about the fan judges, or if Gravedigger got too high of a score, or whatever it is that you do in that truck over the radio. But I'm thankful that I'm not on your channel, okay? So, but I do want to talk about this because I give you a really hard time about the fact that I would call you very extremely self-confident. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Dare I say a little arrogant. Now, I don't even mean that in a bad way, okay? I know that the Todd Leduc ego is in full swing every time you're out there, but I've given you credit, even though I'm very vocal about that to you. Again, you back it up, and you have to give credit where credit is due. Now, something you've talked a lot about is pushing other drivers' buttons, okay? I don't think you're as good at pushing people's buttons as you think, maybe a couple people. But this year, you were trying to make sure you were pushing some people's buttons. I know when you were trying to push my buttons, it had the alternative effect. But are there specific drivers this year that you really kind of went into saying, I'm going to push that driver's buttons? And if so, how did you go about trying to push that driver's buttons?
You know what? Yeah, going into pit party, I'm not thinking that. But as soon as pit party's over, yes, that switches on, and that's where I get 100% focus, and the confidence and the cockiness and all that stuff comes out. You know what I mean? I'm at every event to win. There is no doubt about it. People are there like, oh, how do you think you're going to do? I'm here to win. And, it all just depends on the night. In practice before, if you were the fastest, I was going after you. If it was Adam, I was going after Adam. I always would base off of confidence of watching an athlete walking through, after practice or during practice. I wanted to see who had their head held high, and then I was going to knock them down a little bit, those were the big ones. I think Cole at the end, I was starting to kind of worry about Cole a little bit because he was on fire with some freestyle wins, and Jamie Gardner, Adam, you. So there was a few drivers that I would have to kind of prod a little bit. I know some of their switches or their
like
activations.
Like what switch? What switch for what driver?
With Adam, it was he hates to lose. He is there to win. He has to represent for his dad and Gravedigger. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here to win for all these fans that want to see Gravedigger fall. So I would push on Adam big time. So and with you, you just get so frustrated because I'd see you so excited about something. I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to knock him down. So, after your two-wheel skill, you're like, yes, and I'm like, okay, watch this, and then I go out there and do a better, two-wheel skill or, so it was just one of those things where, everybody's a little bit different, like Tom Mentz in Vegas. He has to be the first one to leave. So at Vegas, every time I would race Tom, I would have to race him to the exit because, he has to be the first one out. It's just everyone has like their own little quirks. And, you just got to find them. And then those pressure points, you just got to lean on them a little.
Well, I love the attitude because I do think that that's good ultimately from a competitive side. But, there's a culture inside of Monster Jam with a lot of the drivers. I would imagine that you are the driver that people least want to lose to. I will say that. I think that a lot of people would admit to that as well. And you'd probably take that as a compliment. I know any driver would probably take that as a compliment. And you should. What impact you ultimately hope to leave on the Monster Jam culture internally well after you're done driving and out of a driver's seat?
No, it's a great question. I want to leave like a small legacy. I want to be a legend one day in the Monster Jam motorsports world. I want to leave as one of the drivers that left a mark, even if it's big or small. I just want to be a positive driver. I want people to be, maybe sampling a little bit of my driving style and try to pass on my knowledge to the future drivers and stuff. And like on Instagram, I try to answer every single question back. I'm all about the fans. There's no doubt about it. When we're on the track and all, it's just between, us athletes. it's business. You know what I mean? It's different. So I don't know. I want to be a legend one day in Monster Jam. There's no doubt about it. I want to leave a legacy of most championships won, or just that, I was a great overall driver. I want to be a great overall person, and then also a driver. And like I said, I love racing the best of the best, or, the new rookies. I want to treat them all the same. I'm going to bring my A game every time. And if you beat me, congratulations. Good job to you.
Well, you do such a great job, and you got another massive trophy headed your way in that flood of trophies behind you. So obviously, what I love about your answer is that you're not done. A lot of people would kind of sit on their laurels, if you will, and enjoy the trophies. If they had the amount of trophies you've got behind your back right now, they might get comfortable. And no one would doubt the fact that whenever they listen to you talk about what you're wanting to do in the sport, you are very focused on the future. What else can you give? What else can you do? And whoever stands in your way, you want to make sure that they know that they are in your way, and you're going to physically move them out of your way.
Exactly.
As your competitor, I want you to know that, hey, you will always have a target on your back from all of us. But you know what? You should take that as a compliment, because it means that you are obviously having a massive impact on the results and the competition in the sport of Monster Jam. I know you were very sad, just like the rest of us, about Monster Jam World Finals being canceled and for 2020. What was your initial reaction when you saw that news?
Bummed. That's our mecca. That's our biggest show of the world, and I promote that show all the time, because at a lot of the shows we got to be careful with our show flow, the limits of our boundaries and stuff. And we're Las Vegas, in Las Vegas it was different, or even in Orlando, there's no rules. You know what I mean? It's the World Finals. You can debut any trick you want. You can do massive airs. You know what I mean? And it was just devastating, because I know so many fans wanted to see Monster Energy do another giant leap. And, and I learned a lot. I sit at home still sitting there going, like, I should have won freestyle, last year in Orlando. I wanted to be the very first freestyle champion there, but it just wasn't in the cards because of fan judging and a bunch of other things. But, I wanted to go back, do another massive air, put on a better freestyle to where people would unmistakably go, Todd Leduc's the winner. Because I'm getting sick and tired of, finishing second, to Ryan in freestyle, and second to Morgan Kane in racing, and like all these seconds and thirds. It's just, I need a win. I owe Monster Energy their very first world championship, and I'm going to get them in.
Well, I have no doubt that you will certainly compete for one, and it's going to be up to you on those moments, man, whether you can bring it across the finish line, that's for sure. So congratulations on such an amazing year. And obviously there's a lot of fans that are missing Monster Jam. Any parting words for them?
No, I first off want to thank Monster Jam, Monster Energy, all the fans, my family, Melissa, Cruz, Swayze, for all their support. You know what I mean? It's a big sacrifice on their side. Feld Entertainment, just all the competitors on my tour, they were above and beyond. Like, even all the mechanics that helped work on my truck when it was broke to get it back on the track. It's not just me. I definitely have probably the best job, but I have an army of people behind me that make me who I am, and I appreciate all of them, and just unbelievable. I'm living my dream job. There's no doubt about it, and I hope my career goes a long, long ways.
That's awesome, buddy. Man, I miss you. I hope to see you guys soon after we're through this whole chapter of life that we're all enduring and putting up with. But I know you can't wait to be behind the wheel of that Monster Energy truck. I can't wait to be back behind the wheel of that Great Clips Mohawk Warrior machine, and hopefully sooner rather than later. So, buddy, go take your pet turtle, Shelly, which, by the way, I just got why you call her Shelly. I don't know why that didn't dawn on me before, especially since I love puns. All right, go take Shelly for a walk, since you're the only human being on the planet Earth that takes pet turtles for a walk. But I would expect nothing less than Todd Leduc to do something that no one else on the planet is doing. So congratulations on an amazing year. Oh, my gosh. That's the worst Mohawk I've ever seen.
Look at that.
We need to get out of this shelter in place just to get you into a Great Clips salon so that they can fix that travesty that's on top of your head.
That's the only trash you can talk right now. That is it.
All right, buddy. Hey, take care. Tell the boys I said hello, and hopefully we'll see you soon, okay?
All right. Thanks, you guys. See you, Bryce.
See ya.